All right, so a couple things I need to do today. Change the oil. What else? Oh, drop the filter. Exhaust tip, because the one I have is pretty ugly. Hub-centric spacers for the front, and bolt check the car. So let's take out the front bumper and get the car ready to do an oil change. It's a hot day today. First things first, I'm gonna get the drain pan and start draining the oil from the engine, and so that way let all the oil out and change the filter. But while the oil drains, I'm gonna raise my coilovers because it's been kind of low in the front. It's like this, so I don't like it, and got time. All right, gotta drain the oil. Let's see if I can get everything on my hands. All right, so as the oil drains, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the suspension, because all I gotta do is change the filter and fill it back up. So let's raise the car a little bit, schedule alignment tomorrow. But first, let's change out the spacers because I'll show you. All right, so these are the current spacers I'm running, which see all that play in there. That's gonna cause some wheel vibration, so I got these. And they're hub centric, so perfectly only movement's that. And yeah, that's it for the front. Now I'm gonna raise the coil over. I'm gonna measure its current right here, and then I'm gonna see, probably raise about 1 inch, and then bolt check everything. And let's go through the checklist. All right, so let's go through the drift checklist before track day. Some things you should check. First things first, always check your oil level, and all your fluids. So coolant, power steering, oil, brakes, clutch, all that. I'm changing the oil right now, so I know it's fresh. Checked everything else and it's good. Next thing, while you're up here, top hats. Make sure none of the bolts are loose. I checked those already, but you can get a wrench. Check those out. You can feel around right here, especially I took these out a while ago, so they could get loose, but everything feels good. And then once you check your fluids and everything in your engine bay, you're gonna go to suspension, because suspension is what makes the car handle good. And so before that, just check if there's any play in your wheel. So just shake it up, side to side, up and down, see if there's any play. Nothing. Spin it to see if there's any, like, you know, maybe your rotor is warped. You can feel the wheel slowing down. And it spins good, solid. Everything's good. So let's take off the wheel. All right, so I got the wheel off. Inspect your brakes, make sure everything's all good. My brakes are brand new, so don't need to check that, but it's always good just to check. And then now your suspension parts. Every car is going to be different, so things that you should check: upper control arms, lower control arm, coilover bolt, and always your tie rod bolts. So make sure nothing is loose. Get a wrench and then put some pressure on it, some tension, and then just check everything once over, because especially if you're driving to the event, you don't want anything happening on the way there or back. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do a bolt check on everything, and I'm gonna raise the coil over because I need a little more height, because I'm rubbing through these right here, which is not good, but my car won't look as good, but it'll handle better. So let's get to it. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the oil filter and oil I use. I use K&N just because a couple reasons why. K&N has a hex top, so in case something happens and it seizes on, it's easy to get off. Last time, the first time I got this car, I did oil change and someone over tightened this. Just needs to be hand tight, but this is just a safety measure. And they're really good filters. You know, it's K&N, big brand. Hear a lot of great things about them, and a lot of big companies use them, so I like to use it. And I run Mobil 1 because it's just something I like to use. I use it in almost all the cars I've owned, Mobil 1 in the diff, trans, and the engine. So this is not a sponsor. I wish Mobil 1, if you're watching one day, please sponsor, but just what I use. So if you guys are trying to figure out what oil to put, K&N filter and Mobil 1 5W30 synthetic. So let's fill it up. All right, y'all, so let me just show you what I pack with me when I go drifting. I pack really light because I drive my car there and I don't want to carry so much stuff. So obviously I have to carry my wheels. So I actually can fit 3 wheels in the trunk and then 1 wheel in the back seat. With my stock wheels, I used to fit all 4 in the trunk, no problem, in the IS300. But my trunk is also completely gutted. But in terms of tools, let me go through what I carry. So first off, I got a pack of zip ties. I mean, it's for a lot of reasons. Your bumper falls off, you need to tuck some wiring away. Just to move things out of the way, zip ties can definitely get you out of a lot of situations. So always gotta carry a pack of these. Next is some wrenches right here. So I got 12, 14, or 10, 12, 14, 8, 19, 17, 21, 22. I know my car, and I know I can take apart most of the car with just these sizes, no problem. So this is all I carry right here. And then of course, I got my ratcheting wrenches. So I got 3/8 and I got a 1/2 inch, some extension. And over here, I got a deep socket for a 3/4 because deep sockets are a lot better, or not a lot better, but there are times when you need a deep socket over a shallow one. And that's because, like, say a bolt is really long and you try to get a nut off, but you can't get it fully seated. So a deep socket is definitely better for like sway bars, lug nuts, I don't know, I think a lot of things. And then I got the impact sockets, also 1/2 inch from 10 to 21. These are for my impact gun, as well as to break any bolts loose without ruining my sockets. And then I got some Allen wrenches. I think my car is only a few things are Allen, but this should be enough to get most of the things off. And then I got a vice grip to clamp stuff, a clip, a cutter to cut the zip ties, needle nose pliers. These are broken, so I gotta bring a different one. A flathead screwdriver, just these 2, and then a tire pressure gauge. This is really important because you gotta figure out your tire pressure for the day, depending on the track, if it's hot, if it's cold, if you're running wide tires, sticky tires, cheap tires. You really gotta know your pressure, figure out the best PSI to set it to. I usually bring my tires at 35 PSI, and then I slowly drop them down until I feel like it's the grip I want it at. And then a knife, because you never need to know when you need to cut some things open, cut some tabs, cut some holes. So this is the basic tools that I carry inside of a cheap Walmart bag right here. Just throw it in the back seat and you're good. And then I also built these wooden platforms. That way I can just drive on top and change my wheels out really quickly. I raised my car a lot, so I may not need this, but I'll bring them just in case because I haven't tested it out yet. And then I got a torque wrench because I like to torque my wheels down when I drift. I want to make sure every lug is secured because I have seen someone whose wheels fall off. And I definitely don't want that happening to me because having a wheel fall off just seems hella scary. I've seen so many people do it and it's just like, ooh, must have ruined so much stuff when it happens. So next thing, breaker bar, break some bolts loose, impact for the wheels. And then this little tiny jack I got from Harbor Freight. I usually don't like Harbor Freight's like jacks, but this is enough for the track day, enough to lift up the wheels, change out the tires, and that is pretty much it. This is all the stuff I bring. Oh yeah, also I bring a hammer. So got a hammer, as well as one jack stand because you never want to work under a car without jack stands. And so all this, most of the tools will just fit in there, and then the rest of it will just be in the back seat. And then other than my racing equipment, that is it. All right, so these tools right here can get you out of a lot of situations. You could probably take out all your suspension with just these tools and, you know, fix almost all motor work in here if you need to. These are just some basic tools. Will get you through the day. And if anything breaks beyond these tools, then that's when a tow truck comes into play. But let's pray that never happens. So this is everything I bring, everything that maybe you guys will need. I know every car has different bolts and sizes, so learn your car. Learn every nut and bolt and what sizes is common, because when a car is made, they use very similar bolts. So make sure you know your car really well and know what tools to bring and that we use often. I worked on my car so many times, so I know exactly what I need, and I can definitely get away with this. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna be drifting in about 2 days. I'm gonna get alignment again tomorrow, and then we'll be at the track, and I'll be live streaming it. So if you wanna watch it live, head to my YouTube channel, and see you guys in the next one.